Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday to you, and welcome to this edition of Tuesday Tips. Uh, Hope you're enjoying these. I think this is my third or fourth one. I'm enjoying them, so hopefully you are as well. Um, I hope everything's going well for your week. And I know some of my students are on fall break already, believe it or not. Um, uh, I know they're enjoying some time in Florida, I think, and some other places. But it's good to see everyone here, and thank you for joining me. And I wanted to give you today's topic. It's going to be brief, as all of these are supposed to be. It's installing and building confidence in your kids. That's today's topic. And it seems like that's pretty generic, right? Like we always try to build confidence in our kids, but I want to approach it today from an angle of building confidence in your kids with their schoolwork and how they're approaching their schoolwork on a daily basis and how they're responding to things that are being demanded of them and how you as a parent could help that. So, what I want to first of all talk about is I see it a lot when I tutor. I saw it a lot when I was a teacher that kids have this preconceived notion, for whatever reason, that they're not good in certain areas. Like I would hear statements like, I'm not good in math, or I'm better in language arts than I am in math, or I really like science, but my math is, I'm just not very strong. And so, what I want to talk today, first and foremost, is let's get those negative statements out of the way. While it's true that there are particular subjects your child might be better in and enjoy more, let's get rid of the negatives. I'm not good in math, or I'm not good in English. I can't write. I don't know how to spell. I don't know how to do anything in language arts. Let's get rid of those statements. And if you hear your child saying that, let's start working right away on nope, that's not acceptable. You can do language arts, you can do math, and we're gonna work on it together to see what we can do to make sure you're better in math or better in language arts. So let's get rid of the negative statements right away and replace those with positive statements. Sounds very simple, very easy to do, but it's something I think we tend to overlook or ignore. It becomes just a matter of conversation that, if you sit down to do homework in math, oh, I'm not good at math. Well, you know what? That's not true. You are good at math. We're going to show you how you're good at math, and you're going to get better in math. And it's going to be a positive moving forward rather than a negative staying where you are moving backward. But how do you do that? And I learned this approach when I was a leader at my job um, that I did for over 25 plus years. I had a staff of about 50 people. Not every employee, not every student is going to perform the best at everything, right? So, what I learned early on is let's take small steps. So, let's approach this from your child. If they're having trouble with, say, writing, let's approach it. You read their essay that they put together and it's not very good, or it's not this, it's unorganized, it's not structured right. There's a lot of punctuation or grammar errors, things like that. Instead of going, Susan, this essay is not very good. You did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. Let's start with small steps and focus on what is good. So, Susan, look at this paragraph right here. You did a really good job of explaining your first point. You gave several concrete examples, and you've really done a good job. And so you focus on the small things that are positive first. You focus on what they did well. And in doing so, then you can build on that. And so that when you do have to address something that was maybe not done as well, you've already built some confidence and installed some confidence in letting them know that they did do some things well. And it reminds me of the statement that you hear a lot. every success begins with a small step, and eventually they are all small steps. So I want us to keep thinking about that, like small steps of building confidence, small steps of praising what they've done right, and then it helps you address some things they may need help with. But it's not from a negative viewpoint of, oh, you didn't do that right. It's from, hey, you did this. Now let's see, we can build on that. We can do this, and then we can do this. So I really like that approach to most everything in life, really. I've used it several times in my life. Uh, I think I've mentioned on some of these that I've done before, like if you try to approach something like losing weight or looking for a job or whatever the case may be, if you go, oh my God, I've got to lose 30 pounds, that's hard to do, right? It's impossible almost, right? But if you go, hey, I want to lose 2 pounds over the next 3 weeks, success, you build on it. And then if you lose 2 pounds, you're going to want to build on that. And then you lose two more. And then ultimately you could build to that success. So that's the first step, focusing on the good, focusing on what's right, praising them for what's right, installing some confidence, and then working with them on the things maybe they didn't do well. But let's talk about that. Working with them on what they didn't do well. Are you going to do it for them? Are you going to give them some reasons why it wasn't done well? Are you going to ask them to redo it? What is your strategy going to be? And that's what I want to talk a little bit about here. I think the key is that you're seen as a partner in working with them to install this confidence, that you're seen as a team. And even though I know you're the parent and you have to be disciplinarian and all of those things, you can partner with them like, okay, Susan, how can we redo this paragraph to where it shows more of how you did in the good paragraph you did? Or let's think back to when you wrote an essay and your opening paragraph really hooked us in. How can we work together to hook in the reader again this time? So you build upon that partnership, right, that you're installing with your child so that they're involved, they're working with you, and hopefully building confidence along the way. Same thing applies if you want to make decisions about how they do things. What's wrong with saying, let's partner together? How could you better structure your homework time here at home? What are some things we could do together to really make it more productive, get more done, all of that, instead of go in there and do your homework, revise this essay, and show me what you do, right? You're partnering with them, you're helping them, and in doing so, they're going to be more confident along the way that they know you're on their side and that you're working with them to get the best product possible that they can produce. So partnering, it's very important. There are other synonyms for partnering, being a team, working together, showing them you care, all of those kind of things. But you'd be surprised at how many times that doesn't happen. And the child maybe seems like out on an island to where they've got to get this done, they've got to get it done. And in order to do this, they can't go outside and play, or they can't do this until they get there. So partner with them as best you can and within your busy schedule to know, to let your child know that you're in this with them. Last thing I want to say, and it kind of goes a little bit different from the other 2 points, is that don't lower your expectations, right? You can't partner with them. You can't install the confidence. You can't work with them on small steps and lower your expectations. That's not the point of this broadcast. You've got to continue to maintain high standards, high expectations, so that they know this isn't something that we can just lower our expectations and do. You've got to maintain those. And unfortunately, I do see that not really with parents, but I think during the COVID time and with virtual learning and shortage of teachers and stuff, that sometimes there's this okay feeling with just doing average or just doing what you can. You can't do that. You've got to strive. There's always going to be hard homework assignments. There's always going to be demanding projects. But the key is, and where the learning takes place, is when the student and you, with their help, meet those challenges for those assignments and those projects, and the learning occurs. And how fun is it to really see those light bulb moments with your child when they learn something or understand or grasp a concept that maybe they didn't before. So let's summarize: instilling confidence. Let's build on positive statements, remove the negative. Partner with your child, focus on small steps, what they did right, and then they all become small steps along the way. Asking your child for input, partnering with them to where you're working on it together as a team. And then finally, don't lower your expectations. Don't lower them. Keep them high. And, you know, you will see good results. I feel confident about that. So I hope you've enjoyed today's Tuesday Tips. We'll talk some more next week with another topic. But in the future or at any time, if you need to email me with any questions or I can help you in any way, you see my email down on the banner below. And you're welcome to contact me, give me any feedback you'd like, give me some examples of things that have worked for you, haven't worked for you, and we'll all continue to learn together. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I will see you soon. Take care.